night against number 16 Baylor. This is a real test as both teams look into opening an early Christmas present with one more mark in that win column.
Yeah, it's such a tough schedule this year for Southern. 5 of their 6 losses, Coach Haller, have been to ranked teams on the road. So they are used to playing in tough environments and bringing it for 40 minutes.
Well, you're going to see quickly this is a very tough physical basketball team that plays with terrific intensity.
They're deep too, and they became the first SWAC team to ever win an NCAA game last year after making the NCAA tournament. The SMU starting lineup, Zahra King, Deck, Paris as the guards with Ja and Abizam, and SMU gets it started with Zahra King in a second effort bucket.
So you quickly see why King is averaging 54% on her field goal attempt. She makes it happen when she has the opportunity.
Reed, Edwards, Cunningham, Hurston, and Porter for Southern yet again, but they're a deep team. They can go 10, maybe even 11 deep under head coach Carlos Funches in his 8th year at the helm. Porter in the short corner. Stretches out Abizam, misses on the jumper, but an offensive rebound by Zaria Hurston out of Decatur, Georgia. The repost to Porter. No, sir, but inside, grabbing the miss and scoring Zaria Hurston for 2.
Yeah, Hurston quick to get to the offensive glass. She's averaging 8 points per game, second leading scorer on this Southern Jaguar team.
And offensive rebounds on both sides. Early on, neither team is great at keeping the opponent off the offensive glass. Big second effort game is on the way today. Swing it out to the corner. Here's King, good three-point shooter this season, but she's out of bounds. Keys to the game for today's action. Coach Haller, what do we got?
Well, you already mentioned about the inefficiency of blocking out. Southern has to keep Abizam off the glass. They have to make some threes. SMU, on the other hand, handle the physical style and stop the drives that this Southern team likes to create to the hoop.
Early offense for Hurston, but 2 big bounces off the rim, and Zhania pops down for the rebound.
John, I could quickly add another key for SMU, decreased turnovers. They've had too many, at 25 against Sam Houston on the road Friday night.
Well, that's a pressure team, and you think that you're going to get pressure from Southern as well as Kyla Deck misses, headed to the hole. Nice job by Porter to run the floor. Didn't have what she wants. Leans in and misses the shot off to the left. A 1-for-6 start for Southern. Ja forcing the issue, twirling inside, not quite under control, but grabs her own, and script going up. It stays with SMU.
Well, you gotta like the way Ja ran the floor that time, beat everybody up the court. She has good speed, she knows how to use it. She's got good size.
Ja had 22 against Arkansas, 22 against Syracuse, 16 against Coppin, and after a slow start, picked up 8.7 rebounds at Sam Houston. That's a 5-second call. Paulina Paris not able to trigger in time.
See, there's one of those bad turnovers that I was talking about. SMU is averaging about 18 turnovers per game. They definitely have to cut that down to get ready for a tough ACC conference schedule.
SMU is without their leading scorer in Ty Skinner. They may be without her for another week as well. She's trying to recover from a lower body injury. She's in the building, just not able to go today. On the reverse pivot, the shot goes for Kyla Cunningham. The Lindenwood transfer can get started in a hurry.
Well, she's their point guard, and she makes things happen. Everything goes through her. She doesn't look to score a whole lot.
Coach backs it away for SMU.
Both teams starting this ball game as expected in half-court man-to-man defense. Southern will run a little zone. SMU mostly man-to-man.
That's a travel on SMU. Third giveaway as Josh shuffles the feet.
Well, that is just not an efficient start on your home court. You can't have 3 turnovers in the first 3 minutes of the game. Got to settle down and play consistently.
SMU brings Grace Hall in at a forward spot for Zhania. Hall under limited minutes right now as she continues to recover from injury. By the way, Zahra King was not 100% against Sam Houston, only played 15 minutes trying to come back after being sick. She's much more fit to go today as Abizam pulls down the carom. SMU runs down by 2. Zahra King tacked and fouled. Jocelyn Tate, a really willing defender, tried to step in and take it away.
Well, SMU, as usual, they're playing very aggressive in transition, trying to get the ball to the rack. Here, King using that left hand and gets bumped in the act.
Tate knew she was headed left. Was not able to play defense without fouling the first on Jocelyn Tate. A bulldog of a defender for Carlos Funches. Paulina Paris coming off a really nice outing at Sam Houston. Gets rid of it in the double team. Three-pointer no good by King. But Hall clears the carom.
More terrific offensive rebound by Hall that time. Good hands in traffic.
Abizam on the offensive glass.
Well,
she's unable to hit.
I said that's one of Southern's challenges. Keep her off the glass. She is so efficient. SMU's leading rebounder, showing you why right there.
Kyla, one of the leading steals players in the conference, third in the league, takes it to the rack after the clean theft.
Well, Deck, so efficient, as you said, easily leads this team in steals. She's the only Mustang that started all 12 games this year.
Pull up, off the mark by Hurston. Paulina Paris coming off her 18-point outburst on the road in Huntsville. Having to play 39 minutes at the point guard spot. Hall behind a screen, fires the three. Abizam attacking the board. Unable to keep a hold of it, but it's out last touch by Hurston and Southern. And the Jaguars will be willing to substitute. Funches loves the depth of his team.
Yeah, they play 10 very consistently. You'll probably see 10 of them play in the first quarter here today. They did that at Baylor Thursday night.
Would not be surprised whatsoever. Everybody has a role. Nasia Hall is not available for this game. Their tallest player on the roster, a 6'5" junior who averages 6 points a game, but she's not dressed out. In for the first time wearing number 4 for SMU, and Naya Brown, the transfer from UT Martin, where she was all OVC back-to-back seasons. Slow start offensively. Wide open look. Brown fills it up from the corner.
A beautiful kick out that time by Paulina Paris. That assist made that wide open shot possible.
Renea Brown, only her third make from outside this season, but a confident shot, and SMU has the lead. Tate continues her drive, but loses it out.
Let's take a look at that three-point bucket on SMU's last possession. Look at this kick out by Paris. Beautiful job getting it to the hands of Brown. She was ready to fire. Nothing but net. Beautiful team basketball for SMU.
Naya Brown, a player that SMU was really excited to bring in. Out of Lexington, Kentucky, the transfer from UT Martin has put up some big numbers over the course of her career, just trying to get comfortable at this level.
Yeah, she's just averaging 4 points and 4 rebounds per game, but she got 3 of them right there pretty quick.
Jzania Harriel is going to have to pick up some minutes at the point guard spot. Did so last time out against Sam Houston, scoring 16. And a foul is called. A double team right in front of the bench. And it now ULM.
I did one of his games. I remember him quite well. I sure did. It was at the old Fairgrounds Arena in Shreveport, Louisiana. I remember him well.
How great is that?
I don't know if it's great or not. It means I'm old.
Not that old.
No.
Young at heart. Only 2 to shoot. Hall has to loft. And off the mark. Poor possession offensively for SMU, but a 7-4 lead early on against a Southern team that will hang around all game. The leaner by Jocelyn Tate comes up short.
Well, that was a nice effort by Tate. Had really the good open look, just could not get the finish.
Too much contact. Southern fouls a lot, Coach. When you look at the percentage of possessions by the opponent that end up in fouls, third most in the country.
Well, you can see why so far in today's ball game. They're just very, very aggressive at all 5 positions.
Thankfully, they're deep as Olivia Delancey picks up their first foul. Her first foul, and team foul number 3, I should say. Inside to Deck, hanging, can't hit.
A terrific execution by SMU on that out-of-bounds play. Should have had to.
Jocelyn Tate went up next to her, helped adjust it. Neither team can get free of each other 6 minutes in. Last game before Christmas for these two. Delancey Not necessarily where she loves to get the basketball, but the pull-up from 17 comes up short, and Brown pulls the carom. SMU all over the boards, doubling up right now, 12-6. Hall drifting inside on the three-point turn. Back to Deck. Who's going to be that takeover player for SMU? Deck around the high screen, picked up, doubled, nowhere to go. She's in trouble. The dribble starts again as she was contacted, has to take a contested shot, and she knocks it down just as she planned.
Well, you can't play defense any better than that, but how about clutch basketball? Nothing but net.
KD, 4-3. Corner triple by Delancey, trying to answer, unable to, and a tough rebound for Jzania Dixon going up through Deck to grab it. Transfer from Itawamba. Hall on the deck, getting after it defensively. Grace Hall is active as we have seen her this season. She must be feeling better.
Nice job jumping in that passing lane, one pass away. Very unusual that you see a post player getting a deflection that easily, but watch right here. Good job of moving her feet, using that right hand. Perfect positioning. Good team defense by SMU in this first quarter, holding Southern to only 4 points so far in the game.
SMU averages 11 steals per game. That's third best in the ACC. Just outside the top 50 in the nation. They're a good pressure defensive team. SMU on an 8-0 run over the last 3 minutes. Paulina Paris out front. Harriel on the jump stop. Lots of contact. Foul by Demaya Porter.
Harriel doing a nice job of reading that defense of Southern, seeing that she had the opportunity to penetrate to the paint. This young lady, watch Harriel right here. See, she's got the advantage with the quick move past Dixon, going to the charity stripe. She had a huge fourth quarter for SMU in their victory over Sam Houston Friday night of this week. Had 9 points in the fourth quarter by herself.
9 over 16. Second double-figure game. Of course, a player coming over from Stanford that has an elite pedigree and the kind of student athlete you want as well, says Adia Barnes.
Well, it's so obvious to me. She's just gained so much confidence as the season has progressed. I can just see each time I'm here, she's much, much more comfortable.
10-0 run and a foul called against SMU. It's the first team foul of the first quarter, whistled against point guard Paulina Paris. SMU picking up full court, trying to keep the pressure on the Jaguars. From the floor so far, just 2 of 12. SMU comes in winners of 5 of their last 6 after enduring a 5-game losing streak early in the season. And a foul out front by Anaya Brown. That's her first, team second.
Yeah, Hurston did a good job of getting that passing lane created where she could operate from the high post position for the Jaguars.
Zaria Hurston had 16 points a game over her first 3, Iowa State, and Ole Miss, but since only 4.5 points per game. So she's very capable of lighting it up. She's just been kind of buried on the depth chart here. Abizam back in for SMU with 2:22 to play in the first quarter.
Well, you can see SMU defensively keeping the pressure on.
They are unafraid.
Yeah, SMU's got that hand right there, one pass away at all positions, even on the out-of-bounds attempt.
3 steals already in the first quarter for SMU, and Deck nearly made it 4.
And of course, Deck leads this team in steals by very far. She has 42 steals for the year, and the next closest Mustang only has 17, or let's see, King has 16.
Yeah, Deck last season, 3rd in the American, 63 steals for the University of North Texas. But she's on that pace and set to exceed it by a lot this season.
You know, we talk so much about Deck's defense, but she actually leads the team in 3-pointers made for the year.
Great point. On the curl toward the cup, Jocelyn Tate getting downhill. And the North Little Rock, Arkansas native heads to the line to shoot 2. Abizam is called for the foul, her first.
Tate's a very, very good example of this basketball team that normally tries to drive to the bucket before they'll take the outside shot. They only average 14 3 attempts per game, so that makes it very obvious they like to drive it to the rack.
No doubt about it. And Tate is a player that is working on her shot and can stretch the defense a little bit now, but for Tate, the most part, she's trying to get downhill.
Well, I'm sure all scouting reports are going to say she's only made 1 out of 7 threes on the year, so she's much more of a driver than an outside shooter.
So that wraps up the 10-0 run over the last 4 minutes for SMU. 1 of 2 trip. Deck left alone, backside, flicks it up and fouled. Good find out of the double team by King all the way across the floor.
Boy, that was a tough, quick double team right here in front of us at the mid-court line. How she saw her open teammate down on the baseline. Take a look. Beautiful job. They are all over King right here, but she uses that left hand to whip it to her teammate, Kyla Deck.
Kyla Cunningham. Whistle for the foul. That's her first. Southern over the limit, and Deck heads to the line. Deck does a lot for this team. 33.5 minutes per game, leads the team, second in the ACC, 77th in the nation in minutes per game.
Yeah, Kyla Deck there at the line. She's the only Mustang that started all 12 games this year. Very dependable.
1 of 2 trip for Kyla. SMU trying to figure out who's in, who's out. And out is Deck, in Ayana Thompson, the senior from DeSoto. Congratulations to the DeSoto High School football team. They won the 6A Division II championship yesterday at AT&T Stadium.
Also, congratulations to South Oak Cliff.
Southside to Realist again.
Yes, sir.
Tate pulls it out. Again, Jaguars stuck at just 2 made field goals. Tate flashing inside on the full twist. Hook shot, no. King has the rebound knocked away from her, but it falls right to Zhania Ja. Ja, cross court. Harriel, big ball fake. Drives inside, scoop to the hoop. Layup good.
Well, SMU's doing a nice job of moving the basketball across the court against this Southern pressure. Good teamwork.
Ayana Thompson, her hand in the cookie jar in the backcourt. Her first foul, team foul number 4. Harriel on the finish, her first field goal to give her 4, and what a great start on both ends now for SMU, leading by 10. Slow, methodical takeover.
Well, the SMU's defense has just been so impressive from the very opening tip, holding Southern to only 5 at this point.
Delancey flashes out, her three-pointer off to the left. Again, they don't shoot a lot of them. Delancey has tried both and missed both. King called for the offensive foul. Good defensive job to sell it by Jzania Dixon. King's first foul.
Now, a continued good indication of just how tough and physical this game is. King trying to free herself up for the open look. She hadn't had many uncontested opportunities. Was trying to create one there by herself.
No question, she extended that arm, trying to flick away the defender. Second turnover on King and the 4th on SMU. Southern get it going offensively. That's the big question. Tough catch by Hurston. Feeds it out for a corner 3. It's rained down by Jzania Reed. If there's one player on this Jaguar roster that can hurt you from deep, it is Jzania Reed.
Well, that was a great kick out by Hurston. Got the ball there in the middle of the paint and found her open teammate on the offside. Good ball movement, good spacing.
Coach Funches says, I've got to run more plays for her. Almost admonishing himself, because she can do things like that. Ja kisses it home. Tough basket.
Well, you can see that determined look on Ja's face as she started her maneuver.
Back to back? No, for Reed. Ja limits it to 1, and she's fouled from behind by Dixon, and Ja will walk the other way with 6 seconds left in the quarter to shoot 2.
Yep, obviously, it may be good to remind folks that new rule, about 7 or 8 years ago, now the 5th foul in every quarter results in 2 automatic free throw attempts.
It's probably the 10th year.
Is it the 10th year?
10th
Good
year.
gracious, wow.
I know, doesn't time fly?
It does, yeah, that's the same time we went to quarters in the women's game.
That's exactly right. Anea Brown out for SMU, and Ja will head to the line. Ja goes there more than any other Mustang this season. Her 42nd and 43rd attempts coming up here. She's 68%.
Yeah, I was looking at that comparison today before the game, and Kyla Deck is the next closest on the team with 30. So Ja much more aggressive than anybody getting the opportunity to go to the line.
If Skinner was playing, she'd probably be leading the team, but hadn't played a ton. Ja steals it away again. SMU has a chance. It's poked back out. 2 seconds. Good if it goes. No for Cunningham. Strong. And a 3 for 17 start for Southern. Bothered by
SMU, Jim.
Well, SMU certainly doing a great job defensively and trying to increase that lead with good offense now. Good job with the entry pass into Ibizum.
Ja met in midair with a beautiful rejection by Jocelyn Tate, who can get up. There are not many players who can jump with Zahra Ja like that. Jocelyn Tate rejected her stone cold. See if it leads to something offensively for the Jaguars as Ayanna Thompson commits the foul.
Yeah, not a smart foul by Thompson, way outside of the three-point line. Don't want to do that. One quick foul here to start the second period.
Southern from the foul line in the opening quarter. Just 1 of 2. SMU 4 of 6 from the foul line. SMU owning the glass 15-8 against the Jaguars.
Yeah, and outscoring the Jaguars 8-4 in the paint. So good start inside for the Mustangs. Obviously much bigger.
Our officiating crew, Tiffany Bird, Ken Nash, Crystal Apolanis.
Oh, nice back cut right there for Southern. Beautiful job of kicking the ball out. Cunningham made the nice play.
Tate unable to hit the 3 though. Harriel left alone, bring it up against some big-time pressure by Deshante Edwards. Ja facing up, going to work, fires out for Paris. She's been shooting the 3 ball better as of late, but rims that one off.
Well, that was 2 players that played for Adia Barnes at Arizona, teaming up that time for the Mustangs.
Reed firing back and nailing a triple. Southern on the way back.
Well, Reed averaging 8 points per game. She's not known as a real good three-point shooter, but drilled that one. It made 19 of 53 coming into this game, by far their most three-point attempts.
King, a whirling dervish inside, leaves it just short. Jaguars down by 7, looking for more. Cunningham high-stepping. Southern slows it down, turned it over 4 times in the first quarter. SMU has given it away 5 times. In the 2-man game, Cunningham downhill, stops on a dime. Where did everybody go?
Oh, beautiful job by Cunningham at 5'10 and a half. She's big for a point guard. Had a good mismatch that she took advantage of right there on the drive to the paint.
5-point game now. Ja in the painted area. Late foul call. Give her the and one.
Well, Ja is such an emotional player. She inspires her team continuously. Watch her make this move right now. Held her position well, quickly double team. She said, hey, I'll just take it right between the 2 of you in the blue shirts. Give us SMU the 7-point advantage.
Tate's second foul. That's big because Jocelyn Tate was playing well defensively. Zahra Ja, really come alive since coming back after the ankle injury she suffered at Texas Tech. Ja has a chance to complete the and one, averaging 13 points a game of the active players. She's the leading scorer.
Yeah, 68% free throw shooter on the year. She plays with such great energy.
Skips the free throw in and out, however. SMU still by 7. Southern trying to cut into it. Deck the defense on Cunningham. Michaela Cunningham stopping and starting. Finds Edwards. Ja picks her up. Somehow, Edwards around it, and Deck, the thievery. Very Grinch-like from Kyla Deck, who's poked out from behind by Cunningham. SMU keeps.
Well, certainly never a surprise when Deck comes up with the steal. Talked earlier, leads this team by far in that category for the season.
Takeaway number 43 this season for Deck. She has 3 in the game. Paris spots up and nails the triple.
Well, she was just set the second she had that basketball. Good defense actually that time on her by Hurston, but Paris just did the job quickly.
Kyla takes away another. That is her fourth. Kyla skips to the hoop. It is a takeover.
John, this is obviously a determined SMU basketball team here this afternoon, playing the most aggressive I've seen them on both ends of the floor all year. Very impressive so far.
Southern had sliced it down to 5, and then a 7-0 spurt. It took just 45 seconds. Jaguars got to calm down. Back-to-back turnovers, back-to-back Kyla steals. She wants another one.
Kyla always reaching when the opponent puts that ball out in front.
Into the paint. Muscly move by Deshante Edwards over Deck.
Yeah, nice touch on the ball by Edwards that time. Use that left hand to get the spin off the glass.
Paris taking it to the glass. Wanted the foul call. None comes. Here comes Dixon. Up the floor. Layup way off. Offensive rebound, though, by Delancey, and she loses it to the ground. King just picks it up. King to the glass for 2.
Oh, beautiful job by King right there. Got that steal by pulling it right out of the opponent's paws, taking it all the way tough for a good finish. The Mustangs in several categories, but how about 8 points, 4 steals already for Deck, the transfer from the University of North Texas. Fun to watch her in action. Anticipates extremely well. Here getting the determined finish on the attack of the glass against Southern.
Her Yuletide treasure, it's steals. Oh, very much so. 8th time this season with 4+ steals. Is that a misprint? We're only 13 games in, Coach.
Well, she, believe it or not, had 42 steals coming into today's game, so you better believe it. She does it quite often.
And she's quick, well, but I think she's smart too. It's not just the quickness.
If you see anybody that has a lot of steals, that means they have great anticipation. That's the key.
Played a lot of basketball in her career at a lot of different high levels. Baseline jumper and a big one for Olivia Delancey as SMU is starting to surge away.
Yeah, nice job of shaping up on that baseline. Delancey facing up quickly.
Kyla already with 8 and looking to call her own number, but Southern collapses and Deck unable to finish. So for Southern, only 32% shooting, but it is starting to come around a bit. 4 of 6 in this quarter. Tearing toward the goal. Dixon, it opens up wide, but Ja comes out of nowhere to swat it away.
Well, Ja using those long arms of her to get that deflection.
King, elbow jumper, swatted away. Delancey rejects it.
A lot of athleticism on the floor this afternoon by both teams.
Midway through the second quarter, score may not look that impressive as far as the points go, but I tell you, these two are playing as hard as any teams you're going to see out there. And Jalea Reed says, fire me up. That is her 3rd triple.
Yeah, she's by far their best and most consistent outside three-point shooter, burning the Mustangs there.
Kyla Deck responds.
Oh, what an afternoon for Deck. She had a great game the last time we were here against Coppin State, playing super again today.
Kyla Deck coming in 6 of 10 over her last 3 games from 3. And in this one, Deck another 2 for 3 day. Ball got away. Reed regains it. Almost hits the 3. Long rebound. Here comes Deck. Ja in the open floor. Tipped out. King keeps it alive. Ja demanding it. Mouse in the house. Can't hit.
Well, Ja likes that turnaround jump shot. She's comfortable there and has the green light from Coach Adia Barnes and her staff.
But a fun one so far in this last one. Before the Christmas break, you never know, what team's going to show up.
Well,
Are the teams going to be focused?
Both these teams are ready and focused today. They're really not thinking about Christmas. They're thinking about getting another win. How about that shot, Dixon? Southern shockingly hitting many outside shots now.
Deck looking to complete the over-the-shoulder catch, but unable to knock it down. 7-point game. Jaguars down by as many as 12. Hanging around here at SMU, a battle-tested Southern team. They've already got wins over 2 Power 4 teams. Looking for a third. Dixon may have gotten away with the crow hop. 4 to shoot. It's left up to Edwards. Lots of contact. Blocking foul on Ja.
Well, the scouting report says this Southern Ball Club loves to drive to the basket. You don't want to get bumps like that. Out of control on that drive to the bucket was Dixon. You can look right here. Got bumped by Ja late in the attempt. Shot clock just about to run out.
Not as many fouls this quarter. That's only the second as a team on SMU. Southern has only committed 1 in the first 7 minutes of the quarter.
Good look at Coach Carlos Funches, a real veteran of women's college basketball. Highly respected.
How big of a win was that for the SWAC when Southern won an NCAA tournament game for the first time for a SWAC team, beating San Diego in that 16-16 matchup last year?
Well, certainly that's a feather in the cap of this Southern program, Coach Funches and the entire league. Great job using that left hand that time by Paris.
Paulina Paris putting the hammer down. SMU up by 9. Paulina Paris really carrying SMU in that win in Huntsville, especially in the first quarter. Ended up scoring 18. She's got 5 tonight. Kyla Deck getting greedy.
What great help by Kyla Deck, though, on that screen. She anticipates. I just keep using that word with her. She sees this opportunity to make the quick reach and barely gets called for the foul, but she is so quick with her hands and her feet. Very smart on the floor.
Only the first called on Kyla Deck, so she can afford to take some chances like that. Deck already racking up the 4 steals in this matchup.
Yeah, officials warning the SMU coaches to stay back from the sideline.
Dia Barnes, always coaching in the stand-up position. Very engaged for one of the best players in Arizona history, a WNBA champion with the Seattle Storm. Here goes Reed, and drags the pivot foot, couldn't keep it level in the paint.
Yeah, SMU, good job stopping that drive and forcing the turnover. Mustangs playing consistently aggressive and smart on the defensive end.
Paulina Paris running the point with Ty Skinner out. Paris takes it all the way to the rack.
How about using that left hand? Mentioned earlier, she and Ja, the 2 players that came with Coach Barnes from Arizona.
Timeout called by Southern, and SMU keeps the numbers.
Her size, she had 8 big rebounds in that win at Sam Houston Friday night against a team that was 6-3 on the year.
Sam Houston, I mean, Raven Justice, it is tough to play against a team like that because they're just going to pound you. And for 39 minutes, she took the hits.
Well, anytime you play on the road and you come away with a win, that's a big deal.
Cookies! Kyla Deck, her 5th steal, rejected though, headed to the hole. Dixon swats away Kyla Deck. Some big defensive plays on both ends.
Well, I used the word lots of athleticism on the floor a while ago. Every time we see these blocks, that's what it is.
Number 6 for Kyla Deck. This time she's fouled. Kyla Deck, determination. She's leaving it all on the floor.
I think these Southern ladies are going to figure it out. You don't put the ball out in front of Kyla Deck. Look at those hands, so quick. Just put the ball right out there for her to swat it away. Great, great defense by Kyla Deck. Started her college career at Stephen F. Austin in Nacogdoches. Starred last couple of years at the University of North Texas and Now an SMU Mustang.
And she's a perfect Mark Kellogg player. She's a perfect Jason Burton player, and I think Adia Barnes is loving her too.
Great pickup in the portal.
So the career high for Kyla Deck for steals is 7. She accomplished it against Panhandle State last season at UNT. It's her 3rd time this year where she has 6 steals. The last time she accomplished that was against Winthrop.
A beautiful release on that free throw. Came into today's game averaging 9.8 per outing. Already got 13 here this afternoon for the Mustangs.
Dallas girl, from just a little north of Dallas, in Frisco, and she is putting on a show for her hometown fans. Largest lead for SMU at 13. SMU already has 10 steals as a team. Downhill, Cunningham to the cup. Big screen out front, and Cunningham got loose.
As she got that quick step advantage out front, decided to take it all the way. Good finish.
Harriel twisting on Cunningham, sees the cutting jaw, and dots her.
What great team basketball by SMU. Harriel, terrific vision. Good cut to the bucket by Jaw. Well, lots of good plays both ways here in this second period of action. Both teams playing so much better than they did in the first 10 minutes.
Cunningham racing with her speed. Southern down by 13 again. Looking to be more efficient offensively. Another big screen by Hurston. Attacked by Ja. Loses it out. Nice. Turnover number 12 on Southern.
Yeah, nice aggressive defense by Ja that time, sliding her feet and forcing the error on the Jaguars.
And this defense for SMU playing with more and more confidence, forcing 5 turnovers in the last 3 minutes. If SMU goes for the 2-for-1, they would have to hurry. Kyla Deck unable to handle the pass.
Yeah, you don't want to make that kind of cross-court pass against this aggressive reaching defense of Southern.
21 to shoot for SMU. Kyla Deck leads all scorers with 13. And her season high tying 6 steals. Paris wants the screen, goes around it. Paris doubled up, dislodged, out of bounds, stays with SMU with 11 to shoot.
Well, I like that out-of-bound action SMU just had under their own basket. Beautifully executed against the pressure defense of Southern.
SMU, a hot team, winners of 5 of 6 and looking for more. Paris. Oh, a deft move. The drop shot with the left hand.
Oh, you talk about dexterity. How about that floater with the left hand in traffic? Great concentration by Paris.
I can't operate scissors with my left hand.
Join the crowd.
Ball fake. Hurston rises way short. Defense at a premium for SMU. And Coach Adia Barnes in the first half, limited shot 20% combined. So the Jaguars have to figure out somebody else that can help them along. Reed lofts the triple. In and out though, and Paris limits it to 1 miss. Yep. SMU out rebounding by 2.
Well, nice job by SMU trying to get the ball up the floor quickly. I like those long passes instead of trying to dribble it all the time. SMU's out sprinting Southern quite often here today.
We may have an appeal here by Southern, and yes we do. We've got an appeal to see whether or not this went off of SMU or Southern. Again, this is a new aspect of the game this season.
20 seconds into the start of the third period, but it was the right decision, and that shows he's placing a great deal of importance on every possession in hopes that Southern can come back.
Yeah, maybe if it's a 2-point game, a 4-point game, he doesn't use it there, but he can't afford to let this game get away any further. Also retains his timeout. 2 left for Southern.
Oh, nice team defense by SMU to stop that penetration by Reed that time. They were playing her to shoot that outside shot. She blew by.
Ja comes up with the takeaway, but the lob up the floor. Cunningham is able to steal it. Out to Reed. They've been a great duo. Reed lifts it off. Offensive rebound, stick back, no by Hurston. And again, Cunningham tracks it down. Another chance for the Jaguars. Jzania Porter has been silent.
Oh, nice job.
Down by Paris.
How about doubling down quickly when that ball went to the block? Good team defense continuing for SMU.
Kyla Deck's open. Thought about the three. Instead, she blows by. Leaves it for a Beeson. Rejected inside by Jzania Porter. It is a physical contest. Finally, it goes down Jzania Porter. Third time's a charm.
Boy, 5 times on those 2 possessions for Southern. Finally got it to roll the right way. Now a good, smart timeout call by Adia Barnes.
After all that scrambling, Adia Barnes wants.
We're back in Moody Coliseum. Coach Barnes told me one player who really sets the tone for this team is Kyla Deck, a senior from right up the road in Frisco, Texas. Barnes said Deck is one of the toughest Mustangs on this roster, athletic, fearless, and the kind of player who's never afraid to mix it up on either end. She said Deck's leadership and confidence have taken a big step forward this season, and we've seen a big step forward right now with her steals. She currently is tied her career high with 7 steals.
King goes down hard. And don't look now, Bree, but we've got 18 minutes left in this game. The single game record in SMU history for steals. Gabrielle Wilkins had 10 thefts against SIU Edwardsville in 2012. And so Deck is just 3 steals away from tying or 4 from breaking that all-time mark in SMU history. Great start for Kyla Deck today. Zahra King gets a chance at the line. King rings out the first. 66% foul shooter this season. Smooth, athletic lefty out of Brooklyn.
SMU only a 70% shooting team from the charity stripe this season. Need to improve that a little bit as conference play comes soon.
Nearly a second chance as a Beeson ties it up, and it is going to stay with SMU as she and Edwards get entangled. Offensive rebound for SMU after the 2 misses by King.
You know, we're talking about Deck's 7 steals. I'm impressed with SMU's floor game today. Only 6 turnovers in this game so far for SMU. A big improvement there over earlier in the year.
And Southern, a team that forces 19 turnovers a game.
Well, and especially they had 25 against Sam Houston.
Paulina Paris confidently.
Boy, she's just getting so confident. I like that word that you used there, partner. She is playing flawlessly this afternoon. I'm very, very impressed with her game.
I mean, an absolute blue chip recruit when she started her career at UNC. Hasn't quite put it all together, but there is time in her senior season, and you're certainly rooting for her to do so. Reed open again, and she is feeling it. Jalea Reed in her bag.
Got her 4 3-point ball of the ball game. Great defense really by SMU. All over her, just jumped up and drilled it.
True to his word, Carlos Funches says, gotta run plays for 2 in blue. Meanwhile, a foul out front by Deshante Edwards.
Well, the physical play continues on the part of both teams.
King out, Harriel on for SMU.
Well, several of these SMU players just developing under Coach Adia Barnes. Of course, Paris played for her at the University of Arizona, but especially players like Harriel and some of the others that are totally new to her system really starting to get comfortable.
Beeson clears space, misses inside, but Ja has the offensive rebound with a toe on the line.
Well, Abizam will be key for SMU here in this second half. She's the team leading rebounder, even though she doesn't play as many minutes as a lot of others. She is a true warrior on the glass.
Almost another giveaway. Somehow Cunningham, by getting into the air and inducing Harriel to make contact with the ball, got to restart her dribble. Cunningham downhill with that quick step, late contact and a foul.
Well, there's those Bree asked Coach Funchess about his team's performance in the first half, said they were missing too many layups. There's another one right here. This is one she probably should have had the drive to the bucket. Yes, she got fouled, but there was an opportunity to have a three-point play right there.
Abizam's second. So Michaela Cunningham, highly touted player out of the portal after 2 years at Lindenwood, where she averaged about 7.5 points a game each season.
You know, she's a good-sized point guard at 5'10".
Oh for 2 trip, but an offensive rebound claimed by Hurston. Tap from behind, Deck nearly had her 8th. On the drive, Porter leaves it short, attacks the rebound, and a foul called away from the ball. Interesting. That was against Hurston. It had nothing to do with where the ball was.
Boy, Porter looked like she did get bumped on the way to the basket, but easy to see why she's their leading scorer and leading rebounder. Very tough and strong in the paint area as Coach Funchess looks on.
The controversial foul on Hurston is her first. Ja sits down for SMU. And Jocelyn Tate, the Bulldog defender, on for the first time in the second half. We've only played 3 minutes in the second half. We had a peel, we had a couple timeouts in there. We'll play a long time without a medium. Harriel doubled Thompson, trying to rotate it. Paris was alone for a long time, and Deck goes down hard. And she is smarting. So tough to see for a player having one of her best games as an SMU Mustang.
Just such a...
SMU is off until Monday the 29th when they go to Virginia. Now, at least for the time being, they're without Kyla Deck. Taking some wind out of the sails. But Paulina Paris unable to knock down the 3.
A nice defensive rebound by Hurston that time for Southern. Great block out.
It's her 6th rebound. She leads the team in this game and leads all rebounders. She and Ja with 6 apiece.
Now that's the kind of silly fouls that SMU cannot start making after putting Southern at the free throw line only twice the entire first half. Cannot start picking up fouls here. That was totally unnecessary.
First foul on Harriel. Team foul number 4, or rather 2, I should say, on SMU in the quarter. Meanwhile, SMU is in the bonus for the remainder of the quarter. Baseline drive, pull up from the short corner. Destiny Dixon, her first 2.
Yeah, nice balance up right there, showing some quickness. Good hop on the shot.
Average 14 points a game as a JUCO sophomore. Blocking foul is called. And it's on Hurston. Free throws on the way for SMU, as it's also the 5th team foul of the quarter against Southern.
Yana Thompson going to the free throw line for SMU. She scored in double figures 6 times this year. Very valuable player for the Mustangs. Started 6 out of 12 games. You know what's interesting about SMU is they have had 10 different players start games this year. We're going to have to see some adjustments here this afternoon. Where's Thompson there using that left hand to get to the charity stripe? But you know, having 10 different players start prepares players to take the place of somebody like Kyla Deck, who just went out. So we'll see how this plays out, but a lot of experience early for most of these SMU roster members.
Tremendous point. While SMU have to shoot free throws well, They're in the bonus for the last 6 minutes of this third quarter. Trying to keep Southern at bay. In the middle of the zone, Tate dislodged. SMU continues taking it away. Here comes Harriel. Twisting in the lane. Shot off the glass, doesn't fall. Rebound tapped around and claimed by Southern. SMU 3 minutes without a field goal.
Yeah, SMU back in that 2-3 zone.
Double team down low, so a corner three is over the top. Long rebound, King able to claim it. Goes up, comes up short against Dixon, and on the rebound, foul called against SMU.
Well, that was a great pass up the floor by Paris to King that time. Nice pass by the point guard Paris.
It's Beesam's third.
Yeah, good look at Adia Barnes there directing her ball club without the one player that has started all 12 games for the Mustangs. Of course, talking about Kyla Deck, who left with the apparent knee injury a while ago.
Naya Brown in for SMU, replacing Beesam with those 3 fouls. Also Southern, Hurston to the bench. Key stretch of this game. Southern has not played to their best here on the road, but there's a window of opportunity without Kyla Deck on the floor for SMU. Three-pointer out of the corner, right back at Delancey. In traffic, unable to hit. Tate pops to the rebound. New 20 on the shot clock. Cunningham running the point, guarded by King. Downhill, Tate. Nobody in particular. A lot of blue jerseys over there, just none of them on the floor.
Yeah, nice movement that time by SMU in their zone defense. Made Southern work on that possession, forcing another turnover on the Jaguars.
16th turnover on Southern in this one. Southern, a team that is normally +2 in the turnover margin, and King called for the walk. Back-to-back turnovers for these teams as defense is ruling the day.
Yeah, it looked like King had her mind made up what she wanted to do there without reading the defense. Kind of went into the middle of it uncontrolled, and Mustangs did a good job of only having 6 turnovers in the first half, but having a few more here in this third period.
Just missing Kyla Deck. It shifts the chess pieces around.
Oh, yeah.
Deck's a player that averages 35 minutes a game almost.
That's why you see the team in a zone defense right now, for example, adjusting to Kyla Deck not being out there.
They left Reed for only a split second, and that's all it takes. 5 threes for Jalea Reed. What a game. 5 of 8 from deep. Paulina Paris leaves players in her wake. It leaves Harriel all alone from the corner.
What a great pass by Thompson, finding Harriel wide open in that left corner. Good comeback by SMU quickly to offset Reed's hot shooting for the Jaguars.
Harriel was great from 3 last year for Stanford, 43%. Shot short, rebound Porter to the line for 2.
Tighter here in the latter stages.
There's some indecision by Paulina Paris on what to do because nobody was covering Reed, and Paris was trying to cover 2 players at once, an impossibility. Porter has been great at the line this season, 82%.
Got the shooter's roll there, obviously.
Averaging 12 points a game over her last 7 and shooting 63% from the field during that stretch.
82% free throw shooter coming into today's bowl game.
The pride of Bogachita, Mississippi. 2 for 2 at the line. Southern closes it down to an 11-point margin. Harriel, shot ready. Off the mark, but Thompson, the long wing, claims it.
Boy, Thompson's made some good plays for SMU this afternoon. Terrific offensive carom right there she brought in.
Inaccurate pass by Paris, but Thompson getting after it. Possession arrow favors Southern with 3:06 to play.
Well, no holiday spirit on the floor today. These ball clubs are going after each other with everything they've got. I'm impressed with the tenacity.
like a wide elephant gift exchange.
Boy, look at this right here, going hard on the floor. Both ball clubs fighting with everything they've got. You'd never know this is a non-conference game before they go home for the holidays.
It's like tweens fighting over Sephora gift cards.
What about grandfathers?
I don't know if you're into that thing, Coach. Cunningham on the pirouette. Here goes Tate. Awkward shot. Grabs her own miss. And trying to make it back outside to reset the possession. She's tripped up, fouled, and heads to the line.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Anaya Brown on that reach that time.
Well, it may just be the fourth on. I thought it was the fifth on SMU.
I think
Let's
that's
see.
the fifth.
Yeah, it is the fifth. A little slow to catch up.
Both ball clubs in the obvious 2 free throw situation now.
Second on Harriel. So Jocelyn Tate trying to lead Southern from behind. Averages 7 points, 5 rebounds. Coming off a 9-point game against Baylor in 27 minutes. Another 1-for-2 trip for her. TCU, or SMU, I should say, trying to weather the storm without Kyla Deck, who is out of this game with an apparent ankle injury. Paris. Outside, Thompson for 3. Back rim and no. Harriel claims the rebound for SMU.
Heads up offensive retrieval for Harriel.
Slithering. Harriel. Staying on the drive. What a take by Jzania Harriel.
Now, she had her mind made up. That's a determined basketball player right there. She was just looking for a crack in that Southern defense. She found it and took it all the way. Great concentration. Good job of reading the defense. Watch Harriel here, just doing a terrific job. Normally I'd say this is too much dribbling, but she had a focus to get to the basket, read the defense perfectly, got all the way for the uncontested layup at the end.
She's coming off that fourth quarter takeover that you mentioned at Sam Houston.
Yeah.
She looks determined.
Yeah, had 9 points in that fourth quarter down in Huntsville on Friday night.
SMU holding Southern at bay just barely. Great post position inside. Thompson trailing, and Porter will go to the line for 2.
Nice job by Porter holding her position there as she rolled to the basket. SMU made a little late defensive recovery. Porter will go to the free throw line now for the 3rd time this quarter.
Ayanna Thompson's 3rd. So free throws for Demaya Porter, who had a limited first half because of foul trouble, but Porter has not picked up but 1 foul here in the 3rd quarter. She's only played 12 minutes in the game. That's a key player for Southern, unable to impact this contest like she wanted to.
Yeah, she's a 58% field goal shooter on the season. Can look for them to try to get the ball inside to her more often here in the latter stages of this game.
Rear 0 for 2 trip. Well, no. Going to get another opportunity because of a lane violation against SMU.
Yeah, and see, that goes as a turnover.
So 1 more for Demaya Porter yet again.
You know, SMU had that 13-point lead against Sam Houston Friday night down in Huntsville and let it evaporate. Can't let that happen here today. See if lessons have been learned.
Porter able to take advantage by hitting the second chance at the second free throw. 1 player with 3 fouls in for another player with 3 fouls. A lot of time down the stretch for Paulina Paris in this one.
Oh, I like the way Paulina Paris pivoted, read that defense, able to take it.
Here come the tees.
One all the way.
Good job by Abizum to get in there. Paulina Paris, who's a fiery player, taking great exception to Deshante Edwards. And then there were words as well.
Well, this has been such a physical bowl game from the
Fired after the case.
This may be the longest third quarter I've ever seen with all the appeals.
After the common foul during the dead ball period, the contact is under review.
That's Tiffany Bird.
Yeah, she's a very experienced, big-time NCAA playoff.
With the lip reading. I'm going to work on that in the offseason.
Well,
all right, here we go.
After the common foul by Blue 5, both Blue 5 and White 23 have been assessed technical fouls. Those technical fouls offset. We will resume play by shooting the penalty free throws for 23 White.
So you were right on it, Coach.
yeah, that's it.
First technical on Edwards, first technical on Paris, second personal on Paulina, and the third personal on Deshante Edwards. Paris is the one shooting the free throws. Remember, earlier on this quarter, SMU lost Kyla Deck to an apparent lower leg injury. Kyla was working on one of the best defensive games in SMU history with 7 steals.
Yeah, I think you made a mention as we wait for Paris to shoot the free throw. The SMU school record is 10 steals in one game. She was well on her way to doing that. Well, Paris coming up big once again for SMU. Very calm and cool here.
One of her better years at the free throw line. Up near 80% now. She is SMU's leading scorer tonight with 14 points. Leading scorer in the game is Reed with 15 on 5 made threes. Yeah, 13-point lead. Here goes Cunningham. Can't drop it in. Abizam on the rebound.
Yeah, that was a terrific drive. Just did not get that finish that Coach Funchess was talking about at halftime. Missed a lot of layups. Always call that doing the hard part, just not rewarding yourself.
Paulina Paris tasked with running the show. Brown gives it up to Harriel. She's been good in the third. Backdoor cut. Brown flying in for 2.
What a great pass by Harriel and a brilliant move away from the defense by Brown. Good teamwork by SMU continuing here this afternoon.
45 seconds left in the quarter. Ball deflected away. Another steal for the Mustangs. And able to get out of pressure with a 4-on-3. Harriel senses it through traffic. She's called for the travel.
Well, Harriel comes into this SMU program from an outstanding program at Stanford. Sure, she has been well trained. An ill-advised force move right there with the Mustangs up by 15 with 30 seconds to go to the end of the third.
And SMU able to keep this double-digit lead. Feels like a huge win for them, as uneven as this third quarter has been with injuries and other things.
Yeah, remember the Skinner, their leading scorer on the year, out. Now Kyla Deck out, so Mustangs really overcoming some adversity here to keep this lead.
And against a Jaguar team that has beaten 2 Power 4 opponents. Great look into Hurston. She is able to roll it down off the feed from Cunningham.
Boy, what a spin on the basketball to make that happen.
Breaking the press. SMU, plenty of time left in the third. Pitch back to Paris. 6 seconds left in the quarter. Paris backing in. Paris flicks it up, and she's blocked away at the end of the quarter by Jocelyn Tate. An assist as well, plus a couple steals in 28 minutes. She's played all but 2 minutes for SMU. SMU starts the fourth quarter with a giveaway, and over and back.
John, here's what you've got to watch for. SMU only had 6 turnovers the entire first half. They had 7 in the third period alone. Now opening the fourth with a quick one. Have to stay composed and be ready for this tough physical play of Southern Jaguars.
Jaguars. Cunningham feeds it inside. Hurston, wow, rising above everybody to make a high-point catch and lay it home.
Well, I thought that was a silly pass when Cunningham let it go, but it ended up being a terrific end result.
Early offense for Ja doesn't go. Edwards tears it down. 11-point game, early stages of the fourth quarter as the Jaguars try to get on the comeback trail.
Well, SMU has great experience with this 13-point lead at the end of the third period Friday night. Let it dwindle away, but came back for the victory.
Hurston from the high post. Too strong. Cunningham after the rebound, unable to save it right at the feet of our lead official, Tiffany Bird.
That last pass that Cunningham made to Hurston breaking to the bucket was beautifully executed. Southern now increasing the full court pressure against SMU.
Cunningham has 3 of the 8 assists tonight for Southern. Second of the doubleheader today, the SMU men able to get the win over UCA earlier today. Ja saves the possession for SMU. Racing through traffic against Hurston. Forces up a shot. Abizam going right back up and fouled. Miriam Abizam will try to earn it at the line.
But you can count on Abizam to be very, very aggressive on the offensive glass. By far leads SMU in that category on the season. Good job by Ja making good things happen, and Abizam following up as she has all year long for the Mustangs.
Abizam by far leading the team in offensive rebounding as well. More than half of her rebounds this season on the offensive end.
Yeah, she has 44 offensive rebounds, and listen to this, Ja just had 18 coming into this game. She is a force. That's why I said Southern had to account for her at all times in the keys to the game.
2 great-looking free throws, as well as Miriam has shot them all season.
Well, I like the way she had a high arch on that. Nice soft touch.
SMU as a team in this one, shooting 12 of 17 from the charity stripe, 71%. Edwards, elbow jumper, comes up way short. Brown comes up with a rebound. Nearly has her pocket picked. Tate unable to run it down as Paris comes out with it. But a 10-second call. Great job to continue putting the pressure on by Deshante Edwards to force the turnover by SMU.
Well, that's what Southern does best right there. Tough, physical, full court pressure. SMU will learn from this. Paris actually did a good job of protecting the ball. Just the 10-second count caught her.
Southern pulls Olivia Delancey, St. Petersburg, Florida native. Transfer from Florida A&M back in, replacing Hurston. Hurston's done some great work, but she's playing with 3 fouls. 6.7 rebounds for Hurston in this one. Delancey playing that 5 spot. Loses it on the drive. Brown with a theft.
Nice disciplined defense by SMU there. Did not reach, just moved their feet, closed the driving lane, got the ball back.
15th steal for SMU. Ja, angle drive, little out of control, and call for the offensive foul.
Well, I like the aggressiveness, but you've got to be out under control when you do that. SMU needs to force nothing with a 13-point advantage now with 7:50 to go in the game. Nice job by the Southern defense, rotating over. Nice job by Harrison to draw that charge.
Ja always impactful.
You know, something we haven't mentioned, Harrison is the only player on this Southern team that's from the Dallas area, from Garland, Texas.
We haven't seen a lot of Zalise Harrison in this one.
Yeah, she made a nice defensive play right there.
13-point advantage for SMU. Southern just really has not been able to threaten the Mustangs in the second half. Can they get a run going? Tate on the move, call for the travel here, and she doesn't agree.
Well, let me correct myself. I saw the wrong number. That was Delancey that drew that charge down there. I thought it was 32. I'm sorry.
Paris in transition. Her triple is good. Paulina Paris.
Oh, what an outstanding game she is playing, especially now taking up the slack with Deck out of this encounter.
Paulina Paris, 3 of 5 from outside. She was only shooting 21% from distance coming in. Cunningham against Abizam. can't finish it, but the offensive rebound and stick back by the very tough Jzania Porter.
Yeah, Porter coming into her own now here toward the end of this game. A little stronger and more determined in the paint.
Still a 14-point lead for the Mustangs. King curling. Has the ISO with 10 to shoot. Wants the high screen from Abizan. Dives baseline. Extra pass. Harriel from the wing. It's good!
How about these guards for SMU coming through in the big time? Paris, Harriel, you name it. Great team play by SMU. What a kick out. What a fabulous three-point bucket.
Ball movement at its best. Dia Barnes' team may have gotten off to a slow start this season, but they've won 5 of 6 coming in and trying to make it 6.
System and sets the tone. She's been really keeping that tone for the Mustangs with Kyla Deck out due to injury. Paris has 17 points.
Thank you so much, Bree. Huge game for Paulina Paris and the SMU Mustangs out to the big lead, thanks in part to the senior from Congers, New York. Offensive rebound for Southern, and on the stick back, Delancey fouled and will try to earn it at the line.
Well, both ball clubs just continue to fight so hard here this afternoon. I'm just impressed with both teams, and SMU certainly has met the challenge with the physicality of this Southern ball club.
Brown whistled for the foul, her third, and becomes the third different SMU player. 3 fouls apiece. Nobody has 4. Same story on the other side. There are 3 players for Southern with 3 fouls each as Thompson comes in for Brown. Both free throws, big ones, good by Olivia Delancey.
Talking about 3 players, Deck, Paris, and Harriel have 42 of SMU's 62 so far here this afternoon.
Big 3-headed monster there. And King, one of the leading scorers, hasn't even gotten started as she ducks through, but unable to finish.
Well, what a great move by King that time, reading the defense. I'll just say it again. She did the hard part, just did not reward herself with the basket.
You can say that again. A rainbow banker for Olivia Delancey.
SMU's got to watch passing that ball straight into the corner now. You don't want to get trap opportunities to this Southern team. They're very good at it.
SMU's been able to hold that double-digit lead the whole second half. Thompson ducks to the hole, and Delancey's upset that she was called for the foul. Has to watch it there anytime you pound the ball off the ground. 2 free throws on the way for Thompson.
Well, I'm very impressed with SMU these last 2 possessions. They've taken it hard to the rack with the dribble. No need to jump, throw up a bunch of 3-pointers. Keep attacking and go to that free throw line.
So Thompson, 2 for 2 in this game at the line.
I've watched both these coaches here today, and I'm so impressed with their demeanor. Both of them stay very calm, calmly talk to their players when a mistake has been made, calmly talk to them after a turnover. Just I like the style of the Dia Barnes and Coach Funches.
Shows a lot of confidence in their teams.
Yes.
Oh, nice take by Kiana Wilson. Little used until this one, and banks one home.
Well, she went way up over the SMU defensive effort. Very high on the ball release.
Harriel almost thought about pulling the trigger on that 3 again. Abizan. And she'll be called for the foul.
Don't need to force anything. Just get the ball and move it. Something good will happen.
It's the 4th on Miriam. So with a little bit of foul trouble, she has to come out.
Yeah, I like the idea. Just good help by Southern right there. Their team has shown they have good ability to rotate in their team defense.
Comeback's got to start now for Southern. Delancey hit hard, dislodged. Here comes Harriel, up the floor, pulled back, and goes to the line for 2. As she got tangled up with Jocelyn Tate, who was not going to let her have the free ones. Harriel to the line.
Harriel now with 12 points in the ball game, 4 out of 6 from the field, 2 out of 3 from 3-point land. just been a huge contributor here in this very important game for SMU.
Tate becomes the latest player with 3 fouls. 16 steals in the game for SMU. That matches a season high. They also had 16 thefts at Grand Canyon in Phoenix back in November. 1 for 2 trip for Harriel, 13 points. It's her 3rd double-figure game of the season, including back-to-back games after a huge outburst at Sam Houston.
SMU back into a 2-3 zone now out of that little full-court harassing press.
3 out of the corner, off the rim by Dixon, but an offensive rebound pulled away for Tate.
Well, there's the danger of the zone defense. Nobody assigned to block a particular player out. You have to go get the rebound. SMU did not that time.
Tate winding through traffic, late pass underneath, and Porter is fouled. 4th team foul on SMU.
I like the idea of SMU going to the zone. They just got to move their feet and go hard for the defensive rebounds. 3 team fouls on Southern now, 4 on SMU here in this 4th and final period. 1 more foul on SMU, and Southern goes to the stripe automatically for 2 free throws.
And they're going to call that a shooting foul. So Porter to the line. Thompson picked up her 4th. Maya Porter, quiet at the half, scoreless at the half. Hits the front end of 2. She has 8 points, all in the second half, plus 4 rebounds and 17 minutes of work.
Yeah, played very little in the first half of action.
All about that foul trouble for Southern's leading scorer. Offensive rebound, Hurston, and more chances for Southern to score with the clock stopped as Hurston goes to the line on Anea Brown's 4th foul.
Well, that's something that really should never happen. In actuality, you should always be able to block out on a missed free throw attempt. Good hustle that time by Hurston for the Jaguars.
Foul trouble mounting for the forwards for SMU. Brown, Thompson, and Besom, all with 4 fouls apiece. Zahra Hurston up to 7 in the game. A career 48% foul shooter, but nails the first one. Started her career at DePaul, where she was teammates with Anissa Moreau. Hits both there. It's an 11-point game. SMU able to break the pressure. King rolling to the cup. Flicking it up from the hip, and an acrobatic finish.
Yeah, that time King got the terrific finish. Good play by the lefty.
Keeps Southern at bay, 13-point game.
SMU does not want to foul and stop the clock. Just block out on the boards.
Tate on the crossover, and no, it's going to be on Porter for dislodging.
Yeah, used that left forearm that time, going for the offensive rebound. Good call by the striped shirts.
For Porter, it's her 4th foul. First player for Southern with 4 tallies. Paulina Paris on the whole way basically at point guard. As Ty Skinner continues to be out. SMU lost Kyla Deck in this game as well. Ja out of the corner. 3-pointer doesn't fall. Rebound by Tate with 3.5 to play. Jaguars just having a trouble stringing together buckets and stops. But a muscly finish by Porter. 1v1 against Zhania Ja. It goes plus the foul.
Well, Ja just got caught behind her. You can't do that. They know they're going to try to get the ball into Porter. Ja got caught behind and then got the bump on the drive to the rack. Not a good play when you're up by 12.
And Porter's come alive in the second half, all 10 of her points.
Well, that was an easy entry pass into her that time. SMU knows they're going to try to get the ball into her to draw fouls.
10-point game. Ball security key for the Mustangs. Harriel doubled in the corner. She walks.
Yeah, I said a while ago, John, SMU needs to be very careful passing the ball into these corners. Southern is very good at trapping the basketball, especially in the corners.
SMU has won 5 of their last 6, trying to make it 6 of 7. King, an obvious foul there, and free throws coming up for Kiana Wilson as King tugged the jersey.
Well, you like the pressure, you like the effort, but not a smart decision when you're up. Now holding the jersey and fouling also. Good view, great work by our camera crew right there. That showed the little hold with the right hand, reach with the left hand, bump with the hip.
Kiana Wilson comes from a top JUCO program at Florida Southwestern State. Hasn't played a ton in her time at Southern. Second year on the team. Rolls off the first one. Wilson from Jacksonville. 1 for 3 at the line this season.
Southern only 11 out of 18 on free throws in the game. They've left some valuable points there.
1 for 2 trip, and for the first time in the second half, Southern cuts it down to under 10. Miriam Abizam playing with 4 fouls is in. Thompson is out to join Paris, King, and Harriel for SMU. Southern has been pressing all second half, and they'll continue to do so. The home run ball to King. King trying to make it through contact, and a blocking foul is called. 2 free throws coming for King on the foul against Deshante Edwards.
Nice pass by up the floor, eliminating that pressure defense on the dribbler by Southern. Good hands by King to retrieve that high, hard pass.
Thompson in, out. And also Demaya Porter, playing with 4 fouls, comes back in for Southern. So Zahra King has had some explosive games this season, including a career-high 23 against Southern Miss. Rims off the first one, trying to get back into form. Came into the ball game 5th in the ACC in field goal percentage.
65.5% free throw shooter coming in. Nothing but net on that one. Southpaw looked good on that release.
A lot of time left, but little margin for error, and a giveaway by the Jaguars.
What a terrific benefit for the Mustangs. Only 3 minutes to go now.
Turnover number 20 on Southern. They average about 17 a game. Got to make good decisions if you're SMU. Abizam in the post.
Yeah, good kick out by Abizam.
10 to shoot it for Paulina Paris. Played a whale of a game. Paris, will she call her own number again? Skips it out. Thompson for 3. Right back at her. Long rebound. Hurston tracks it down. 10-point game.
Nice discipline by Thompson there, not to foul, going for that long offensive rebound.
Great point, Coach. Cunningham pounding the rock out front. Big 3 by Hurston. Raises off the rim. Long rebound, and it rolls right to Paulina Paris. Paris protecting the ball, and a 10-point lead in Dallas, and fouled by Cunningham. Final game for SMU before the meat of conference play. They've already played 1 conference game. A loss at the hands of Syracuse at home.
Second consecutive game for Paris to be the Mustangs' leading scorer.
Both at 18 points as she misses on the second of 2. SMU holding Southern at bay in this second half. Tate racing to the elbow. Tate, the continuation, and hits a tough shot.
Boy, what a great shot by Tate. Off balance, kind of just flung that ball up there, but it's the end result that counts. She made it happen.
3-possession game. Home run ball. King on the other end. Touchdown!
Boy, I love the way SMU's passing the ball up the floor to their open teammate. Paris did it once again. Good finish by King. Clutch plays by the Mustangs, making it happen here late in the game.
High risk for Southern defensively, high reward for SMU.
Yeah, their passing today has been very, very impressive.
Curling drive, Tate flips it up in the lane. Athletic finish.
Well, Tate coming up big here in the second half for Southern.
Southern has 1 timeout left. SMU has 3. Thompson thought she was fouled. Races into the front court. King for the kill shot. She knocks it down. That'll put it away for the Mustangs.
Well, that's when you know a player is feeling it. A big lead, but still take the 3. She did it. King, huge for the Mustangs.
SMU by 12.
SMU has made 9 3-point baskets today, one of their better outings on the season from distance.
Reed rips it around. Paris holds it. It was a tough one for SMU in so many ways, already playing without Ty Skinner, and then Kyla goes down, their best defender and one of their better scorers, their team leader in minutes. But SMU's going to survive. Thompson to put the cherry on top. Reed from 30 feet out. That'll do it in Dallas. The SMU Mustangs may have started slowly this season, but they head into conference play winners of